Cinco de Mayo by Ann Heinrichs, illustrated by Kathleen Petlinsk. Long live Mexico! Floats and marching bands move down the street. Cars are honking their horns and everyone's waving colorful flags. It's Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo is a Mexican holiday. Cinco de Mayo is Spanish for the 5th of May. That's when the festival takes place. It's a time to celebrate Mexican pride. Would you like to learn a Cinco de Mayo greeting? Just say Viva Mexico. That means Long live Mexico. What happened on Cinco de Mayo? Mexico once belonged to Spain. The Mexican people won their freedom in 1821, but their troubles were not over. France invaded Mexico in 1862. People in the city of Puebla were brave. They got ready for battle. Many had no guns. Some had nothing but farm tools. On May 5th, fierce fighting broke out. There were many more Frenchmen than Mexicans, but the Mexicans won the battle. Benito Juárez was the president of Mexico during the Battle of Puebla. On Cinco de Mayo, people sometimes shout Viva Juárez. September 16th is the Mexican Independence Day. This is when Mexico won independence from Spain. Proud to be Mexican. Mexicans are proud on Cinco de Mayo. They think about the Battle of Puebla. The people of Puebla fought hard that day. They beat a much larger army. They proved Mexicans are brave and strong. Fiesta Broadway is held in Los Angeles, California. It's the world's biggest Cinco de Mayo festival. People in Mexico celebrate Cinco de Mayo. It's a national holiday there, but it's an even bigger holiday for Mexican Americans. They celebrate their Mexican roots that day. They show how proud they are. Cinco de Mayo is very popular in states near the Mexican border. That includes California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. Fiesta Time. Cinco de Mayo is Fiesta Time. Fiesta is Spanish for festival. Cinco de Mayo is a great day for a parade. What will you see? You'll see children and grown-ups in colorful costumes. Some are dancing and some carry Mexican flags. Marching bands go by. They play horns and drums. You'll see floats covered with hundreds of flowers. There may be fire trucks and people on horseback. City leaders join in too. Everyone waves to the crowd. The cockroach. Pancho Villa was a famous Mexican general. He rode a rickety carriage. His troops called it La Cucaracha. That means the cockroach. La Cucaracha became a popular tune. It's often played by Mexican bands. Mexican costumes. You'll see colorful costumes on Cinco de Mayo. Often they are green, white, and red. Why? Because those are the colors of the Mexican flag. The Mexican men's costume is called a Chato Suit. A Chato is a traditional Mexican horseman. Girls and women wear big skirts with ruffles. They wear bright flowers in their hair, and they may carry beautiful fans. Many wear shawls with fringe. Boys and men wear sombreros. Those are big Mexican hats. Their jackets and pants have fancy designs. Spurs jingle on their shiny black boots. Music, dance, and food. Cinco de Mayo festivals are great fun. People enjoy Mexican music, dance, and food. Mariachi bands are playing. The musicians wear traditional Mexican suits. They play trumpets, guitars, and violins. Mariachis may play on a stage or they may stroll around. Dancers put on Mexican folk dance shows. They are exciting. The dancers swirl around. They clap their hands and use their feet to tap out a lively beat. Each Mexican state has its own special dances. Each has a special costume too. Favorite Mexican foods. Enchiladas. Tortillas wrapped around a filling and covered with sauce. Mole. A hot sauce made with chiles and chocolate. Salsa. A hot sauce made with tomatoes and chiles. Tortillas, round, flat bread. Food stands serve delicious Mexican foods. Many foods are made with hot chili peppers. They are very spicy. Children's fun. Children enjoy many games at Fiesta Time. The piñata is a favorite. A piñata is shaped like an animal. It's filled with candy. Then it's hung up high overhead. How do you get the candy? That's the fun part. Someone puts a blindfold over your eyes. You are spun around in circles. Then you get a stick. You swing the stick trying to hit the piñata. When you hit it, whack! The candy comes spilling out. Then children gather up their treats. Come to Puebla. Suppose you are in Mexico. Cinco de Mayo is coming. Where is a good place to be? In the city of Puebla. People there are proud of their city. It played a big part in Mexican history. Mexican soldiers march in parade. They honor the heroes of Mexican wars. Other people march in costume. They wore clothing of the 1860s. This is a reminder of the Battle of Puebla. Later, there's a big show. People act out the famous battle. Some are dressed like French soldiers. Others dress like the Mexicans. Rifles fire and cannons roar. At last, the Mexicans win. It's a time for music and food.